Though I will say that watching a stream may be a little bit easier than casting a stream very sleepily. I don't know. I don't know for sure. Maybe you're gonna force. Oh, this is Solo, by the way. Kaiser Gaming. In the red, the Terran. Good game gaming, Mr. Dream. But yeah, I still very much appreciate it. I would not have been able to do that by any stretch of the imagination. I would have had my alarm at 3 AM, be like, what's happening? Alright, that thing, and then just, I would fall back asleep again as the alarm is still going off. Alright, Solar here with a spawning pool first, going for the gas added on as well. Now, that should give him quite a bit of early game map control. Could also, of course, still translate into a early on Baneling bust if he really does desire to do so. You have to keep an eye out for what else he is planning to do. How much gas is he going to be mining here? What is he doing? What is he up to? Alright. How close are we? We are 68. Starting to approach that 100 gas mark at that point in time. If the drones get pulled off the gas, we know kind of what's happening. It's already being pulled. Alright. So it will just be that speed upgrade here. Not the biggest fan of this overall, but you know what? If Solar's doing it, it's bound to be good, right? It's bound to be. And also, by the way, Dream hasn't gone across the map here with his first initial SCV. I believe he went for the Marine first as well. Yes, he did. So these Zerglings, they definitely got quite a nice chance of getting some real damage going. Already on top of that command center here. Let's see if that gets cancelled. It's only 4 Zerglings as well, which is quite interesting. Not that biggest of committals for going, you know, with the speed and also the early spawning pool here. And then only getting 4 Zerglings. That is a bit of a mystery to me. I mean, he got a bit of a delay in the command center production, but... And I guess he's getting a lot of lost mining time here. That is true, but is that worth it? Is that worth it? Is that worth it? I don't know. I don't think so. I would not have done that. Maybe Solar kind of hoping that it would be a Reaper that was already across the map here or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, with the 4 links, very unlikely that you're going to force to cancel. So maybe his plan overall was, in fact, to make that lost mining time occur. And it is quite a nice spike, right, into a saver there afterwards. Who knows? Who knows? We'll just have to keep watching, see if it was or was not too much damage there. I mean, the work account for Sol is looking pretty nice. Maybe it was worth it. Got a bunker out of it as well. It has been salvaged in the meanwhile, though, to be fair. Overlord Scout sees that there's a tech lab on that starport. That's a big deal. Is that a 3rd base being built? It is. Wow, already going for the 3rd base as well. Dream here. With a lot of aggression also. I mean, there's no Hellbats, but the Hellions still contributing quite a bit here together with the Marines. The Marines dealing with the Queens. The Hellions keeping the Zerglings at distance. Arm's length. Careful. Alright, nice. Solar does hold on. Pretty good stuff. Dream, yeah, he's gonna be scratching his head, trying to figure out what else he can make happen here, of course. Looks like it will be the Hellions in the medevac towards the main base. Those Hellions are gonna try to get some drone kills here. The 3rd base there. We'll still in production. We'll still be able to get quite a bit of value. Stream. Why is there an SCV here? Is he repairing the Hellions? He's actually repairing the Hellions. He's just repairing the Hellions. As they're driving around, he's got an SCV there with them, repairing them. And the 1 HP medevac right now getting back across the map as well. A rescout from Solo. We'll be able to see that there's quite a bit of stuff happening here. Also, Zerglings on their own not going to be able to push on through here. Okay, where does this put us in this game overall? I really enjoy the economy of Dream, right? I think, yeah, Dream overall in a pretty good spot. That being said, Solo really not in a bad spot either. Definitely all to play for here, yet still. Those are supposed to be the baddest games, so we'll just have to be patient. Wait it out. That Overlord's getting a scout off there. Already Zerglings moving in to intercept. We've got a Spore Crawler there ready to plop it into the ground. Just needs it to actually go into the ground, of course. So we have the Viking poking away at Overlords. It would be nice to be able to do, of course. If you get rid of those Overlords, easier for your medevacs to go in unnoticed. And this is becoming quite a big ball of Marines here. No, allowing Solo to reclaim those creep tumor areas. Just getting one of the creep tumors back in the ground. Solar, nice bit of run by. May get scouted out by that first medevac that is coming in as reinforcements. Should be able to hold on here. Banelings. Oh, a massive shot right there on the siege tanks. The other Marines also coming in. And that is a dead bit of aggression right there from Solo. Not going to get himself into that mineral line right there. Unlucky. Although, to be fair, I mean, he could have walked around the bottom side also if he wants to go for the counter-attack. I think it would be beneficial to just kind of not go through the main pathway, kind of, right? More likely that you will get spotted by some random units coming in as reinforcements. Oh well. Maybe I'm being too picky here. Let's see how the siege tanks are going to be handling themselves. There's no Mutalisk out on the field, so this is quite the scary occurrence, although that's a lot of Zerglings and Banelings. It's going to force the pick up here from all those medevacs and escape towards the other side of the ramp area, I suppose. That was a very good surround being set up there by Solar. Solar, okay, once again, kind of having a big fight here. This time around, not coming in from multiple angles, and that could come to cost him pretty good Baneling connections yet still, but not going to be enough. Solar goes down up in flames there that time around without having the help of his, well, brief battle surround. He's as much creep spread as he had beforehand as well. So well played there by Dream, catching a very quick first game into his favor. Alright, next game. Go, go, go. So it's going to be Submarine. So I would assume Lightshade was picked by Solar. Yes, it was. Submarine being picked by Dream here. Dream must be feeling pretty good about the short map right now and potentially gaining the upper hand in 2 games in a row. Although Solar, don't underestimate Solar on Submarine. I know it's Terran favored, but I know that Solar can still make quite a ruckus on this one. Seems to be a player that doesn't mind too much to be on a submarine or like a Terran favorite map overall. Alright. Here we go. Top left side. The blue Zerg. Kaiser Gaming. He is. Solar. Am I not on Inu's cam? I am. Alright, he's just... Okay, there we go. Solar. He was doing some other stuff. I'm not sure what he was doing. Bottom right side, the red Terran player fighting for the Good Game Gaming Dream. Wow, really rushing through Dream's introduction there in comparison. But alright, alright. I guess we know who's the favorite here for our Korean commentator. You know what happened the other day? You saw my name in the tournaments, wanted to support me in the caster stream, and Sushi said it's not you. Yeah, that's another Kozan running around. I've never talked to him, but you know, he's called Kozan. I think he's a pretty cool guy. Must be, right? When I figured out, I was sincerely considering changing my name because I kind of figured it out before I went, or really went heavy on the casting with ITaX and such. So I sincerely considered, but I mean, it's been my name for so many years now in the online atmosphere. It felt weird changing it overall. There's another Neo running around as well. Yeah. Yeah, Kozan, it is just a random name I came up with though, so it's a surprise that there's another Kozan in the StarCraft 2 community. Right? It would be like having another random Artosis somewhere. I guess Artosis more overall letters, more characters within the name, so it's less likely, but still. It's only one size matters. I guess so, yeah. I'm not sure. It might be another amateur or something like that. Right? But anyway, yeah, it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing. And then as well, him being a professional, you know, that makes it even weirder. Although, it, you know, it makes me look good. People always assume like, oh yeah, Kozan, he's GM, right? He's pretty good at the game. They look him up on Liquipedia and they're like, yeah, look at that. He's doing okay for himself for a caster. And I'm sitting here like, you know what, I won't say you're right, but I won't correct you either. No, I will correct you actually. Usually. I like the cancel there on the drone. Pretty cool. Reclaims that bit of money. Banshee player here on the way for Dream as well. So relatively quick third base. Hellions. There you go. Lair tech. Getting constructed. As the Overlord kind of comes in here, we'll be able to see the cloak coming in. Only a single Marine available apparently to try and shoot down that Overlord. It is going to take him a while that way. But will it matter? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I mean, there's some Spore Crawlers extra being constructed, and that should be about it. More than enough, I'd say. Double Banshee, though, always still quite the troublemaking duo. The gruesome twosome, as they call them. The gruesome twosome. Alright, let's see how much damage the gruesome twosome can do. Do you move around the map to a certain location where I see your mouse pointed? Didn't it move? Right, yeah, that is because I'm on the Korean camera here. I'm following around the Korean observer, so I can be underneath my blanket. I'm very cold. My body is not having it. Anyway. 4 drones. 5 drones. Make that 5. The dynamic duo is in effect here. Doing quite... has some heavy damage. Oh, doing some more. Losing one of the Banshees. That's okay, I think, right? For 7 drones. That's alright. Green may want to still do a little bit more because he also had the Hellions there, but you know what? I thought this is going okay. You thought I was the observer as well? I was for a little bit. I was doing the first entire series and then half of the other one, and then I realized, wait a moment. Wait a moment. I can be extra lazy here. Ah, lovely. I usually do it, but you know what? Right now, just can't be bothered. Anyway, Marines will be able to evacuate in those medevacs right now. Solar once again going for a very heavy Marine, Zergling Baneling kind of composition without much else involved for a while, but he is getting himself the Hydralisk, right? It's one step further along the technology tree than we saw the previous time. Oh, that's scary stuff right there. Those Marines very close together. It's a big surround coming in from the backside as well, actually. Is that a surround? Yes, it is. It's coming in right now. The Hellbat's doing a really good job protecting those siege tanks, but now without them around anymore. Oh, wait a moment. There's just no more Zerglings, actually. I thought there would be at least some Zerglings capable of jumping on top of that siege tank. This could be a heck of a lot of trouble here for Solar. Is Solar again just gonna go down to the first initial wave of Terran units here coming down the track? And yes, he is again. Another game here going very, very suddenly into just Dream's favor so heavily that Solar has to tap out. Guys, I mean, that is not even an attack that is extremely all in at all, I would say, right? I mean, let me take a look. The work is active. Suppose Dream stopped making workers there for a little bit, but that is at a very comfortable worker count. He's still tacking up a little bit. He's still getting himself further along. I mean, this could be trouble for Solar. If stuff keeps going like this, then I don't know. I don't know, man. It's a bit underwhelming, I have to say. He is still setting up some of those surrounds, but it's just not enough Zerglings, not enough Banelings, not enough units there for Solar to really hold his own. Did commit to try and hold against the Terran attack. Maybe that is something you can look into as Solar, right? Get yourself into the sacrificing a base and then just kind of rotating away from it. Getting yourself another base as soon as you realize that the attack is coming from that area. You just take a base on the opposite side of wherever that is. And voila, maybe that will be enough. Alright, anyway, we're going to go into game number 3 here. In quite a pickle, the Blue Zerg needs to win a couple of games here. Give it up for Kaisi Gaming. He is the Blue Zerg. He's lovely. He speaks English. He just got married. What else we saying here, Inu? What else can you possibly talk about? You must be doing some strategy talking or something. Oh, it's solar. There we go. And the bottom left side, the good gaming red Terran player. Having some wonderful pushes so far. He is Dream. And, well. This is going unscouted so far. This is... Oh, boy, this could be a very quick best of 7 here, guys. That is a 3 Rex, and that 3 Rex is looking pretty darn juicy on that location. That is not going to get scouted. Solar could be in a lot of trouble here. Solar could be in one heck of a pickle. Could be finding himself in quite a lot of stress pretty soon. Let's see. First SCV doesn't get scouted. Nah, it's coming from a weird angle. Should be able to start a bunker right there. And there we go. He's already doing so. First Marine does get spotted by the Overlord. And this is where we need to see a couple of drones come down to try and intercept the bunker building. That is what's happening. Oh, he's really not doing great micro there with those drones. More drones come in, but it's too little, too late. And I think already you kind of have to say goodbye to that base. It may seem a bit extreme as, you know, it's only a single Marine in a bunker at this point, but it will be 3, 4 Marines momentarily. There's another bunker coming down. That base is going away. That is not coming back. You need to figure out a way as Solar now to win this game off of the 1 base. Trying to just wiggle his way back to safety here. Okay, he is going to try to make a stance. I'm not the biggest fan of this. I don't think this is going to work, but we'll see. Let's see how he does. A lot of drones need to be targeted down here. Actually, just going to let the Zerglings take the brunt of the damage first. And yeah, there we go. GG is called. Surprise Solar tried to make that work. I mean, it's just quite clear that that is not going to work anymore. As soon as those bunkers are up, I'd say just get yourself a Roach Warren, try to get to the lair tech, and I don't know, maybe a Nidus Worm, something else entirely, because yeah, you're not gonna break that with just Lings and drones. That is never gonna work, not a single time when you try. There's not even really a lot of micro or anything like that involved for the Terran, right? Which is why it isn't really something that's ever gonna be working out anymore. Alright, game number 4. Game number 4 going very, very quickly here, unfortunately. But, you know, I was hoping we would be here for a little bit at least, so we, you know, get our value with the amount of games here. Right? Didn't wake up early for nothing. Come on, Solar. Come on, Solar. I did say that I just want boring games, to be fair, so maybe that is him delivering on that request. Right. Okay. 0 points. 0. None. Nada. Nip. Nap. Nyodo. He is in a lot of trouble. Needs 4 wins in a row. The Blue Zerg. Fighting for Kaizi Gaming. He is. Drum roll, please. Come on. Yeah, I don't know what Inu is doing at this moment in time, but he is a Blue Zerg, Kaizi Gaming. And you know what? I think Inu just doesn't tap into the game as quickly as I do. I think he's just chatting away. He's having a fun time with his chat. It's like talking Korean and stuff. Doing all sorts of Korean things. Probably some karate in there as well with the webcam. Right? Getting all the girls. Doing all sorts of things. And then, you know, he's just delaying the overall downtime that he's having. It is the Blue Zerg. Kaizi Gaming. Am I not on his camera? Is this the problem here? Oh, I'm not. That's the problem. That is the problem. That's embarrassing. All right, well, I guess we're gonna blame that to the sleepiness as well, right? We can chalk that up to the sleepiness. I hope. All right. Anyway, you know them. You know them. I don't need to introduce them, right? I mean, Dream and Solar. You can read it there on the bottom left side. Dream is from the Good Game Gaming guys and gals. The group that likes the game well and swell. Well and swell gaming. Okay. What we got? What we got? Oh boy. Oh! Ooh! Getting a drone and a sport crawler forced. Not bad. That's got a sting for Solar here. Oh, that's a nice catch, though. Oh, the Queen wasn't there to help out as well. I think it would have gone down if the Queen was in that location also. Oh well, can't get them all, right? I know that's the Pokemon catchphrase, but sometimes you can't catch them all. Banshees. Once again. It's funny how the Banshees, I mean, they're not doing an insane amount of damage by any stretch of the imagination, but it does seem like they are playing a crucial role. Kind of getting, oh, that's a very good little blockade of those Zerglings right there. But anyway, yeah, it does not seem like the Banshees are getting a whole lot done, other than just kind of forcing Solar into some sort of a defensive setup against them. And then he just doesn't have enough units later on against the Marine siege tank push. It's again a very quick, well, I say very quick. It's not very quick. It's like a very regularly timed, but still kind of nice and early third base here for Dream, right? A comfortable timing. It's not one of those ones where you go like, ooh, wow, that's... Are you sure you still want to try to get a third base? Is it actually worth trying to still go for a third base? I don't think it is. You know, it's just... Alright, nice. There it is. There's that third base kind of third base. So the armory once again coming up. We did see the Hellbats being quite useful in that other game on Submarine. Curious to see if we will see something similar. Look at the amount of overall group spread denial we're getting from this Red Terran as well, by the way. Very cool to see. Should help out quite a lot. And now there come the Hellbats already. I thought we were going to have them join later on, or be joined by a bunch of the Marines. But, well, maybe that is still going to happen. As the Hellbats are moving away. Mixed messaging here overall. Spire coming up for Solar as well. We've not seen the Spire tech just quite yet, have we? It's not really gotten around to making use of that Spire. still quite the useful tool in the Terran, the Zerg arsenal, in order to deal with either banshees, drops, siege tanks that go unprotected, hellbats as well, I suppose, right? Hellbats don't know how to deal with Mutalisk at all. It's one of their main weaknesses, as is described in the handbook. The game guide. I think it was in Heart of the Swarm, right, when the Hellbats became a thing. Alright, another attack here coming in. I think we're a lot better prepared this time around as Solar. Although he is still taking a bit of damage there. A lot of damage, especially from those Hellbats. Well, he does clean it up. And now he has Mutalisk also. Now the Mutalisk, very different as compared to the Hydralisk. Because now he can actually get aggressive. He can try to contain Dream on his own basis. And that should allow Solar to try and macro up behind this, right? Just keep Dream preoccupied. Always threaten the base trade, which should favor the Zerg in this situation. Not quite look for the straight up fights at all. Solar, oh boy. Okay, I mean the siege tank's actually unsieging at the most ill-opportune moment for Mr. Dream. He still has a good amount of units though. More Banelings will roll in and they are quite getting close to those Marines right now. The Marines also quite stacked up, being shot away at by those Mutalisk. I think we may have ourselves a victory here for Solar coming up momentarily, as he should have a free range on top of those SCVs here. Oh, a quick pickup though from Dream. Will be able to get himself situated behind the mineral patches, but it is not enough. All those SCVs go down. The Mutalisk still rampaging across the land. A lot of medevacs still with units in here that may need to evacuate slightly, but okay, you know what? Dream does lose 13 SCVs, does lose a good portion of his army, but he still has that third base, and in comparison, there was only 11 worker difference right now, and that, I mean, if it wasn't for the 20 army supply difference, it may not be too bad in a TVZ. I think Solo should be able to try and ride this overall advantage to a relatively easily victory, right? As you would imagine, siege tank here makes things a bit more muddying the waters. It's always weird seeing 4 changelings at once being destroyed. I think it would be funny if you have 4 changelings really close together and they all transform into a marine at the same time, that they just become one ginormous marine, like a really big marine. That's like twice the size of a regular marine. It takes a long time to kill as well. He's quite a tanky boy. That'd be fun. That would be fun. Anyway, Mutalisk here into the main base. Dream still kind of tried to play defensively here. He's shutting down most of the areas where Solar can potentially make some headway. And Dream is making some headway of his own here as well. As long as he doesn't lose too much to a massive Baneling connection, that is going to be a nice thing. Mutalisk here making life difficult overall. Those rogues, Dream just does not want to lose. Would make it a lot easier for Solar to kind of get fights going. That's why he's trying so hard to get those rogues out of there. More Banelings. He's going absolutely ham on the Baneling count right now. I suppose he could do more if he really wanted to, but I mean, do you really need to? I don't think you do. Alright, here we go. There's a massive stim right now. All those banelings, they need to be targeted by the siege tanks. I'm not sure if that's actually happening. And, okay, yeah, there's just not enough banelings right now. Dream holds on to one of the more important fights here in this game. And Solar kind of being flabbergasted, perhaps, that he needs to move back from this area. Gonna lose a lot of his creep progress here as well as some of the creep spreading queens. Dream needs to be careful, of course, not to over-chase and suddenly run head first into a pile of banelings, because he got a bit overly ambitious with his timing here. But yeah, Dream doing a really good job so far with this overall engagement, and puts himself in a very okay position back in this game, I would say. May need one more good fight to really solidify the equilibrium. But so far, pretty darn good, right? Impressive. He's done it once. He should be able to do it again here. He's not on a lower army supply. So I do believe that Dream has what it takes to bring this into his pocket once more. Or potential pocket at least, right? It's a hive tech on the way though. I'm not so sure where we're going here for Solar. I don't think we have any type of Hydra Lisk or anything, so most likely will be the Ultralisk Cavern. That's where you usually take the Lingbane Mutalisk army composition. We'll just have to take care of those Ultralisks and of course the Vipers as well, I suppose. With the amount of siege tanks that he's going for, or even just a blinding cloud on a big ball of marines like that, right, could make or break a game. Okay, Dream getting a bit further forwards. I'm not sure if I'm enjoying this as much. Though he's doing a really good job with it so far, kind of zoning away Solar from wherever he wants to go. The third base may be a little bit exposed at this moment in time, but it does not seem like Solar is really aiming towards that base anyway. Is going to try and get rid of all of these marines. A nice spread already from a Dream, but so many banelings still getting quite a good connection. There's more reinforcements coming in though. Dream once again just absolutely steamrolling with the marines. Suddenly there's just a bunch more in the mix, and with 4 Ultralisks still in production, they only just started. He needs them like right the heck now. Adrenal glands also could help out a ton in this situation, but this is quite the rough place to be for Solar. Solar, he hasn't taken any real significant economic damage just quite yet, so this could still work out into his favor. Just as I say that though, of course, he is going to be losing some of those drones. He's going to lose that base in the top left side. May lose the base on the top side as well. Now, there we go. Dream does see the Ultralisk. Did manage to get one of them already killed off before it manages to do anything. More Marines coming in from the bottom here. Man, the splitting from Dream quite nice, but it's just barely not enough now with the Ultralisk here. Already has a couple of Liberators. That is massive. That is absolutely ginormous. If Solar tries to push himself through this area, I'm going to question it a little bit. Will try to do so. Look at how quickly those Ultralisks are now going away to the wayside, but it looks like it is just maybe barely enough here for the Zerg. It's getting really close. It's down to a T. He's trying to micro 2 areas at once. He's doing a really good job with the stutter step micro. The Mutalisk, are they too numerous? Will they be able to clean up the rest? Does not look like it. Solar gets pushed backwards here. No real extreme damage has been taken by Dream either. And we continue onwards the game as it looks like we are getting closer and closer to a tied up situation here. Solar, of course, on his last legs, would love to be able to get this victory right here. To get, you know, a fighting chance, or at least not be 4-0'd. And Dream looks like he doesn't want to take any chances here either. Just wants to get himself the victory. Get that prize money. Them dollar bills, y'all. Yeah, I was a bit surprised how Solar went in for that engagement. I think he could have sent the Ultralisk along the other route, either whether that be on the left side or the right side, right? It's not that far away. Doesn't slow you down at all, if any. And yeah, just avoiding those liberation zones, right? Because there were two on top of one another. And they took out two of those Ultralisk extremely quickly, so... Here we go. Another fight. No, never mind. No fights here, sir. That's a big drop, though, that is going on. He's targeting down the hatchery. That hatchery is looking very low, and that is going to go down. That's a tough place to be. Another drop on the right side as well, actually. As the drones are falling there, more Marines busy with getting rid of all that creep. Medevac should not be able to get home though, I think. Yeah. Does get picked off by the Mutalisk. Oh boy, that is still a very scary Zerg army. He's got an enormous amount of supply and he finds himself a nice area to attack into where the Terran is just not set up at all. And all the Banelings now rolling in from the side as the Terran reinforcements is trying to move towards that base. Does not look like it will be the actually finishing blow, but that was a decisive one nonetheless. The Dream strikes back immediately here across the other side. Will find himself a bit of damage of his own. Liberators need to see Chubb doing an alright job. That one Ultralisk still just moving forward, stampeding across. I think Solar may have done it here, perhaps. Although on top of the ramp, it's quite difficult to burst on through with those melee units. But he is going to get on top of the production facilities, and I think that is going to be the decisive blow. Dream, where is the rest of his army? He's got a solid army supply, but can't just all be across the map here, right? Yeah, I think Solar's done it, guys. I think we're going to go into a game number 5 here, avoiding the 4-0 at least, and getting himself a fighting chance. Mutalisk strategy just kind of working out for him here, so well done indeed. Losing another base, I think that's fine, right? Should be fine. He's got the base in the bottom right side now as well. 60 workers, it's not magnificent, it's not fantastic, but I mean, as Dream, you're just not able to produce anything right here, and that's the real problem. GG is called. Solar takes game number 4. Alright. Gonna have to go without sleep for a little bit longer, I'm afraid. Well, oh well. At least we don't have a 4-0. That is a little bit disappointing, of course. Continuing onwards with the game. Game number 5. Yeah, game number 5 will be on Romanticide. Can I double check what the other maps are? Romanticide, afterwards Pillars, and afterwards Death Aura. If we do manage to get there, of course. We're kind of finishing with the maps where there's no clear cut, straight through the middle kind of area where you split up the map, huh? Romanticide has those weird corner bases that are a little bit unclear which is belonging to who. And always a point of contention. Same on Death Aura, of course. And Pillars of Gold also actually having those weird corner bases. So yeah, looks like the players, these two at least, not really favoring those. Okay, feels good to put a point on the board here for our Zerg player. Let me see if I'm actually following Inu now. Yes, I am. Lovely, lovely. He's a blue Zerg. He's fighting for Kaizi Gaming. He is, of course, nobody else but Mr. SOLAR, which spells... Am I not following him again? I am. Alright, we're waiting. We're waiting. What does it spell? I think you guys know. I'm gonna wait for a little bit longer. Inu, what is he doing? Back at the karate again. Solar, there we are. And in the top left side, we got ourselves a red Terran player. Fighting for the good game. Gaming is a dream. Okay. So, Solar finally being able to strike back here. Now, to be fair, that was one of the weirder attacks overall for Dream. I say weird, it's not really weird. It's more like one of the attacks I don't really favor that much, I should say, right? The Hellbat push there with the Banshees. I'm not the biggest fan, right? I just love those Marine pushes so much more. There's a lot more potential there, micro-wise, control-wise. And we've seen that just be a lot more effective overall as well. Especially recently, Zergs just seem to be struggling a little bit against those early on Marine pushes. Or Marine-based. You can have some siege tanks there, Hellbats in between as well. Whatever floats your boat, right? But as long as there's Marines to really deal the damage that you need, then it just is a very, very strong way of dealing damage in the early part of the game. So let's see if we get that going once more. We'll open up with the Hellions. That is standard. That is perfectly fine. Waiting to see if he gets himself that third base as quickly as he would otherwise. And yeah, there you go. Actually, that is a very quick third base. Actually, straight after the factory. Doubling down. There's a starport on the way as well, so he will go for the 1-1-1. As Solar. What is Solar doing? What are you doing? He's just droning away. He did manage to get that third base, so should be good. Should be good. Ooh, he lost a creep tumor there. That's not too bad for Dream. Dream managing to snipe away at that creep tumor from the front door. It's a nice bit of energy that normally would have been expended to get more larvae, now being utilized for creep. And getting destroyed. So hats off to Dream. In a way, right? Because you're not doing the larvae injects because you need to re-spread the creep. By killing creep tumors, especially in an early game, basically you're denying larvae, right? You're killing larvae in a sense. That's pretty cool. When you put it like that, it's pretty damn strong, denying creep. Like that Dream is still one of the Terrans that will just continuously try to crush creep tumors, right? He does not sit back at home. He does not just try to twiddle his thumbs. He will make every bit of creep tumor damage that could happen actually happen. Doesn't feel like he's over-scanning either. He's just very, very attentive to his Hellions here, trying to figure out where those active creep tumors are going towards. Alright, Banshees also once again a part of the equation here. Oh, two Hellions having a rough time. One of them just, oh my god, just barely not getting surrounded. Should still go down though. No, it doesn't. Wow, that's a big surprise. Was not expecting that. Okay, a lot of upgrades here. About to finish up for Dream, of course. Impact +1 armor and weapons also. Ooh, Banshee comes in. Do manage to... There we go, the gruesome twosome once again. 7 kills. And find their, well, their eyes on the spire. Quite nice, quite nice. Make it a 10er. Very cool stuff. There are Mutalisks on the way though, so those Banshees are not going to be able to sit here for very much longer. But I think they've done their damage, haven't they? How many kills did they get? 10 worker kills. Wow, on their own. Not losing a single unit of himself either, right? Look at that value. Look at that value. We're going to close it before the Banshees die, so we are blind to any other claims. No, actually, let's take another look. Yeah, that's pretty good still, right? I'd say it is. There's the Hellbats with a siege tank. Here we go again. Is this push now finally going to be held by Solar? That is the question on everyone's mind. Solar does have the Mutalisk here now. He does have quite a few Zerglings and Banelings as well. I think he should have the numbers, right? But will he have the engagements that he needs as well? Sending in Zerglings across the field. I like that. Going for the counter-attack. That's probably a good call. Or maybe even just intercepting reinforcements, right? Also quite important. But there's just too much, actually. And a wall of fear available as well. So Dream is going to be pushing that backwards. Is going to send a lot of his army units as well backwards. And now grouping everything up together. Dream making quite the stance here. Can make it very, very difficult for Solar. Solar ready though, again, once more for that counter-aggression. Does have Banelings into the mix as well now. Yanking away those Marines from the front door. Here we go. There is the continuous attack still happening, of course, for Dream. Dream wants to try and make this happen quickly, but... oh, that is a rough one. Quite some good Baneling connections there onto Marines, and the counter-attack here does seem to be quite powerful. Dream is pulling him backwards with quite a few of his units. Did he pull too much away? It may have been the case. He may not be able to hold his ground anymore here. On the other side now. As he is pushing away. Although he's... yeah, you know what? He does have enough Marines here. He lost a lot of his siege tanks though. That is a problem. But, I mean, he could try his luck now pushing forwards. As there's not that many Banelings around anymore either. Just needs to have a siege tank in a proper position. Get the actual connection from the siege tank onto the Banelings. And then, if that doesn't quite happen, of course, target fire with whatever else is left. Here we go. Siege tank does get a pretty good shot overall. Does get sniped down by the Mutalisk. But it looks like Dream will still have enough. More reinforcements for Dream is coming in really close. Solar may need to take this army on as quickly as possible before the rest of those Marines are there, and the ball of Marines just becomes too big. I think we're already at that point though. The ball of Marines has once again grown to outrageous proportions. Solar's having a rough time. It was looking pretty good overall, but it's not enough. GG is called. Solar loses game number 5, and Dream will take it all with a 4-1 victory here.